Hi everyone, it's Amelia. I'm just here to talk about contracts. So, a contract breach is basically when there's a failure to perform. The failure to perform can come from either end. It can either be that the buyer doesn't perform or that the seller doesn't perform in regards to meeting obligations, payment, possibly completing the job. So, there's various ways that there could be a contract breach, and it can be from either end. There's ways that can mitigate issues like this. I know that there's regularly remedies such as negotiation and settle, mediation or arbitration, and also litigation. For the company that I work for, whenever we work with somebody, we have them sign an arbitration agreement, basically stating that if we are to ever not agree on something in the future, then we agree to go to arbitration prior to running straight to court. It just makes it an easier process for everybody. So far, we haven't had to use it, but we do ensure that we set ourselves up for that if the event occurs. There's also complex licensing. So, complex licensing is, well, to begin with, licensing is basically when you obtain the permission in order to move forward or utilize something. Complex licensing is the same, however, it's more intricate in that it can include various aspects such as any exclusions, limitations, any sublicenses you might have to get, modifications, rights either for the buyer or the seller, confidentiality, or possible compensation. And that's what really sets it aside because there's a lot more detail involved. There's 6 steps to the process of creating contracts. So the 6 steps are draft, negotiate, approve, store, ensure, compliance, and terminate. In the drafting stage, basically both parties say this is what I want or what I need in order to move forward, and they put together what the contract is going to look like. Negotiation, the 2 parties come together and they basically determine I need you to add this or I need you to remove that in order for this to work for me. And so basically they negotiate back and forth what will be in the contract. In the approval stage, basically both parties have the designated approver present and they sign off on the contract saying that they both agree with the terms that are presented before them. The store and search is basically where it's implemented. When it's implemented, basically you're in the middle of the contract and you're moving forward. And then ensure compliance is throughout the utilization of or throughout the duration of a project, you have to ensure that you're complying with what you previously agreed. So that's basically where you're going to do so. You're going to make sure that you're meeting all requirements necessary. And then the final stage would be to terminate. Terminate is basically you're done with the contract and you're all going to sign off saying, yes, everything got done the way that I wanted, the way that I asked, and the way that we agreed to. And then the last thing I'm going to talk about is complexity with organizations and in regards to contracts. So there can be a lot of issues in regards to contracts. Maybe one person or group understands it in one manner while another understands it in a different. What's important is that everything's clearly outlined in black and white so that you can ensure that you are meeting what you agree to. I think that a common complexity is that people don't meet the requirements or that they understood them differently. There could possibly be a gray area. So it's really important to be clear, black and white, so that you can avoid these complexities. Thanks for your time.